This little red bugaboo comes out when we've had monsoon rains. It is a velvet mite. Waka. I don't know if I want to do that again. So we figured out how to get these i-joists up on top of the roof. We're using the tractor with two fork lift attachments on the bucket. And Dawn made a little jig. I'll show that to you in a little bit. Right now we're putting some up there just to get them up there. And then we're going to flip them up on side, do our 16 on centers, and get them attached. Dawn's going to launch the drone and show you what we're doing from above. Now we know they're laying up there not in the correct orientation. They're just up there for now. We'll get them all spaced and attached to the bomb beams and to the walls that are on the inside. placed up there. It already feels like a roof. It's just amazing. Oh, I'm so excited. It feels like a room. Okay, so he's coming over with another piece, another i-joist, and you can kind of see that little jig, just super simple jig, and it is clamped like crazy. If you can take a look at those forks, he's got a couple of clamps on the wood of that jig to the forks. It's clamped. I don't recommend doing this kind of thing. You know, this is not something that's sanctioned by anyone. It's just something that we're doing to get these I-beams up on the roof, or these I-joists up on the roof. So here's how it goes. I'm up on the landing to the stairs, and he is going to crawl up on one of the buttresses on the other side. You can kind of see, maybe you can see those clamps. They're just holding that jig to the forks. The forks are made to go on a tractor bucket. They're specifically designed for that. You might want to back up a little bit. I think I got too close. Back up a little bit. Okay, can you go down just like 2 inches? Okay, stop. But those forks are designed to go on that bucket, and then he made this little jig real quick. I would just roll it up over onto the roof. Get it? Do I do one more? Okay, we can do one more. Let's get these over. We're going to scoot them over. Come inside. So this is not the orientation for these I-joists. They're going to stand up like an I-beam, not flat. They're going to all be moved up like this. This is just how we're getting them up in place for right now, and then we'll get them flipped up. Dawn has made a go, no-go block to go in between them so we can get our perfect 16-inch on center, and we'll get them attached to the wall and to the bond beams. Here he comes with another one. Again, I don't recommend doing things like this. It's just something that we're doing. Something that Dawn thought up to make the jig to get these up for us, because it's just the two of us. And we can manage to lift them, but there's a little bit awkward. The first one we brought up, we actually lifted and got up on some ladders and lifted it up, one of us on each end. But this is far, far safer for us and less worry on our old bodies. Back up. Okay, go down just a little bit. Okay. So the boards don't slide very well across the top, so we're kind of rolling them. We've got the boards in the bedroom kind of laid out. We're gonna get them upright like the ones that are in the bathroom. So that's our next task. So all these in the bathroom are in the correct orientation. And we got to move these into that same orientation. Okay, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a go, no go. This is our go, no go block. Dawn has one down there just like it. And what we do to get our 16-inch on centers, since these are manufactured, we know that this distance is consistent with all the boards. So we take this amount and subtract it from our 16, which gave us a 13 3/4 inch board here to use as a go, no go. You know, it's the 16 on center would be right in the middle of the board. So since all the boards are the same, we take this amount off of our 16 and that gives us the length of our go, no go. So we put this in between. Dawn's working on this board right here. This one is already set. It goes in between and we just slide the next board up. And that gives us our 16-inch on center without having to do a lot of complex measuring from one side to the other. So that's the purpose of the go, no go board. He's going to screw that in over there, and he'll come over here later and get this whole side. And then we take these out and move on to the next board. The go, no go is in place. Dawn's is in place. We're smacked up against each of these boards, and he's going to screw that in. Just checking the overhang. That side, which is the west side, is going to get a gutter system, so we're going to have a little bit of an overhang over there. The rest of the roof will have parapets around it, but the west side will be runoff. Oh, the sun is wicked. So he's just measuring to make sure that it's consistent. We were going to go ahead and try to put up some more of the joists. We have 22-foot joists that still need to go up, but it's a little bit too windy, and we kind of have to figure out it's going to be a little bit more challenging to get those up than it was for the 20-footers. So right now we're going to go ahead and put the rock base in the living room area in the house. We've already put it in the bedroom area, but we're going to take this time to go ahead and do that, put the rock base in there, so we'll let you see that. So on an i-joist, there's basically two parts. There's a top and a bottom flange, those are the flanges, and then the web in between. And the way they work is that the top flange, when weight is applied to it, works with compression. It will push down, it will work with some compression. The bottom, flange provides tension strength. So when this is pushing down and kind of curving like this, the bottom's kind of curving the same way, and it provides that strength throughout the entire length of the board. The nice thing about these is that they're manufactured. You've got laminated flanges. Our flanges have 13 levels of a laminated veneer on each flange, and they're specifically engineered or specifically designed to be consistent in this width, in this height, in the width of the web. All those parts are consistent, and you kind of have a little bit of trouble with that when you buy dimensional lumber. We've noted that some of the dimensional lumber, like 2x4s, 2x10s, 1x10s, all that kind of stuff, can actually vary with a fair amount of significance, you know, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch even, in some of those dimensions. It just drives you nuts. This doesn't twist, it doesn't bow. Of course, if we let it sit in a pool of water, it would probably disintegrate, but it doesn't twist, it doesn't bow, it doesn't do all those things that regular lumber would do. It's also very, very lightweight. As you could see, we could handle this even off the front of the tractor. We picked up the 20-footer and the 22-footers without any problems at all. It was just very awkward, and that's why we opted to do the tractor to get them up onto the roof. But they are expensive. You can get them cut to specifically exactly the length that you want. We just went with some basic lengths, and we have a nice overlap in the middle, which is sort of by design, probably by happenstance or chance more than anything, but it actually gives us a nice strong part of that roof in that area above where that wall separates the bedroom, or I'm sorry, the bathroom from the living room. But yeah, these are something that we wanted to put up there because of their design, because of their strength. Dawn talked to the manufacturer about these, and they said that what we were wanting to use them for was perfectly fine. It was perfect design for that use. Of course, they probably would say that because they're the manufacturer, but anyway, they're used for floor joists, they're used for roofing, they're used for all those kind of things. The lightweight, like I said, they don't twist. We don't get them damaged. It's not like when we got our 2x4x10s and 15 of them right off the bat were bad from a new delivery. And because, I think probably too, because they're generally a special order item from the big box stores, they're not sitting on the shelf all day. I know we had to wait quite a while to get our order of these, but they were made specifically to our order so that we know they haven't been sitting around getting banged up, they haven't been sitting around twisting, they haven't been sitting around doing anything like that. So that is the i-joist. 2 flanges and a web, and they work in unison, each flange, and the web keeps those flanges apart so that they continue to work in unison.